following contest from Denver, Colorado, weighing in at
Oh, I can't wait to see this one. Of all the superstars on the roster, this guy is amongst the hardest working. That goes without saying.
Definitely shout out to Don Chaos. We know you got our back, and we got your back too, man. Denver, Colorado all day, brother. We're definitely going to hook up with you. Much love to Carnival Spirits for putting us on as well on this YouTube, man.
Shout out to you, Don Chaos, for, what is this episode, like 126 or something like that?
Yes, sir.
You've been putting in work, bro. Respect. Y'all doing some shit for the community and the fam out there. Appreciate it. So just keep doing what y'all doing, you know what I mean?
Congrats to Don Chaos for 1,000 subscribers. Whoop, whoop.
Keep it going, man.
Congratulations, Don Chaos. Yes, keep it going, man. Good luck to you, fucking Don Chaos, and fucking hell yeah on your 1,000 fucking followers.
You know who it is. It's Ouija Mac, bitch. Shout out to Carnival Spirits. And fucking shout out to Don Chaos one time. You know what's going on.
This is my brother. Everyone, Don Chaos and Brother Lynch Hung here.
Yeah, and Carnival Spirits, what's up, man? Don Chaos, what's up? It's your boy Brother Lynch Hung. We out here tonight. Let's go.
Fuego Flames and my nigga Don Chaos. What's going on, B? It's my brother right here, my boy. Excuse the left, excuse the left.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is Don Chaos, and I'm with a very legendary man. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Hey, Sean. Yeah, we at the gathering, y'all.
Podcast/radio show of the year. This one's always controversial. Coming in number one, we got Hours of Chaos with Don Chaos. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, there. Congratulations, man. Don Chaos, Hours of Chaos.
What is good, everyone? Y'all already know who this is. This is Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S. Your friendly neighborhood, JUGGALO, the Carbon Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know, chat, let them hear it. Back here on the Hours of Chaos podcast. Tonight, we are going to be joined by Lilth The Sinful, as well as Freakshow. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast. I already see one of our guests. Lilth is in the green room waiting right now, so let's go ahead and bring her on here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hours of Chaos podcast from my home city of Denver, Colorado, the one and only Lilth The Sinful.
Woohoo! What up? What's good?
Nothing much. What up?
How's life, man?
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely, man. I love doing interviews and stuff like this, so it's one of my favorite things to do.
Of course, what we do is where when you come on the show, you just give a little brief introduction, who you are, where you're from, and then a little history, and then we will ask with the questions.
Absolutely. So, as he has mentioned, my name is Lilth The Sinful. I am from Denver, Colorado, the 303.
Yeah, when was the last time y'all seen this?
One of the loony spades, or put the spades up. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I'm multi-genre. I've been underground for, quite some time now, but I only recently have been an independent artist for about 2 years now. So definitely an honor to be here. So thank you for having me, man.
Hell yeah. And what inspired you to actually like want to make music actually? Like if you can remember, what's like the first song that like grasped your attention that made you fall in love with music? Like it could be something you heard somewhere, something your family was playing.
Well, honestly, I've always kind of been like a choir kid and a theater kid. So for me, music's kind of always been a part of my life. But I was introduced to the underground at like 18, 19 years old. And gosh, I'm pretty sure it was like a Dark Half track or something like that way back then that just kind of like grabbed me. And next thing you know, I'm a hype man. And, you know, here I am years later being an independent artist. So, you know, a lot of different music definitely has impacted me, but for like the underground specifically, it was definitely like an LSP moment for me.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't realize the underground scene in like Colorado is like very tight knit.
Yeah, very. Everybody's very close. Everybody knows everybody. You know, everybody's kind of watch everybody like grow up and have kids, and you know, so definitely asses to elbows, if you will.
Exactly. I remember for a while it wasn't like that, and then Scum came out. He's like, no, this is all bullshit. We need to unite.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's another thing that, you know, just kind of inspired me. You know, Scum is like an amazing person to being. And, you know, it's interesting to watch how a lot of people are like, oh, you know, MNE or ICP. And then you got LSP, and they're like, no, fuck you guys. We work with everybody. We love everybody. And that's kind of like something I took away too as an artist. I'm like, man, I'm so sick of all the beef and the bullshit. Like, this is so unnecessary. Why can't we all just get along? So,
well, that's why we're promoting the hashtag underground unity heavily here.
Yep, I feel that. I definitely feel that. That's something I personally try to advocate for as well, you know?
Exactly. And we're going to actually go ahead and bring Freak Show on too, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The one reason why I like to have multiple guests on, because this is a cool way for even my guests like to get to know each other, and if they want to collaborate somewhere down the line.
Oh yeah, I'm always willing to work with everyone, you know?
Yeah, like this podcast is literally dedicated to the underground. That's why I love doing this show.
Yeah, yep. It's where we all started, you know? And the cool thing, you know, I'm multi-genre. So for me, you know, the more diversity and weird it gets, the better.
And that's why I love is diversity. Like Tech Nine is the perfect example. He is an artist, literally.
Right.
Not only is he a rapper, he can sing a church choir song. He can do a rock song. He can do a straight metal song.
Right. And it's important as artists to be able to do that too, and work with different kind of types of people too. So.
I mean, even ICP's been diverse in their music and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Love it.
Welcome to the show, Freak.
What up, Freak Show? Uh-oh.
Oh, your mic's off, bruh.
You're muted, homie.
God love technology.
Right? It's always so much fun, isn't it?
It's okay. I'm not technology savvy. Like, I'll ask my niece and nephew, I'm like, how does this work?
Yep. Uh-oh. Might have to go back to the previous screen. Oh, is he there now?
Oh, let's see. Try refreshing. That usually works.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
How did you actually come up with your name, Lilith the Sinful?
Well, honestly, I tried a couple different names over the years, like when I was a hype man and stuff like that, and I wanted it to be kind of like a female entity. For me, I was raised in a Christian home, so kind of one of the things I took is, as I started to like really realize my character and like who I was truly, it was always labeled as sinful, or, you know, something that wasn't godlike, or, you know, who knows, whatever my mom's reasoning was. But, you know, Lilith also, you know, a little mythology behind that, is like the first wife of Adam, also like the goddess of the damned. And so kind of with my whole journey of like redemption and addiction and, you know, kind of everything that I've been through personally, it just kind of like came to me one day. I was just like, Lilith, that's it, you know, because I want to kind of be that light in the darkness, but I'm also tainted myself. So
it's like just balancing your life out, light and dark, basically.
Exactly, basically.
Yeah. Makes sense, because that's how I be too. That's why I've always thought about getting a yin yang tattoo, because that's what that represents.
Yep, absolutely.
And I'm spiritual myself. I'm always told people there's a difference. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. There's a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I said, I was raised in a Christian home, and I studied multiple different religions, and, you know, now I'm kind of, like you said, I'm spiritual. I'm kind of on the pagan side, but I've found my own truths over the years, and that's just kind of what worked for me, you know?
Same here. I identify as a pagan too.
It's definitely really misunderstood. I feel
exactly.
like
I
people
tell people it basically just is being in harmony with nature and the universe. It's not that bad.
It's very close to Buddhism, you know, and other stuff like that. You know, I think the most problem I usually have is with the Christian people. You know, I have a select few that I, you know, support and stuff like that, but most of them are just like, oh my gosh, how could you do that? You know, I'm like, well, once you find the background, and when you're raised in the church and you find your own truths, you realize why it makes sense the way that it does, you know. And it's not for everybody, but you know,
exactly.
I've met so many kind pagans. You know, it's not every day you meet a kind Christian or Catholic or, you know, whatever, Jehovah's Witness. You know, they just want to give you pamphlets, like.
And that's what I've always done. Even back then, I would always take the positives of every religion, and I would incorporate that into my life too.
Right, and that's really what it's about, is what can you take away from it, you know? But a lot of people have a lot of negative experiences, so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're getting the freak show back.
Yep.
Maybe.
I saw him in there. Try again, bro.
Uh-oh. You can do it. May the carnival be with you.
Or as my homie Strife has been saying lately, everyone use it now. The carnival provides.
Yes, yes. Very, very, very true. You know? I mean, this gathering was phenomenal. So, I mean, that's like all I could hear. The whole gathering was just, the carnival provides. I'm like, this is amazing.
So while we wait for Freak, how did you actually discover, like, what was like the first ICP song that you remember hearing that like grasped your attention?
So honestly, I was listening to ICP when I was like 4 or 5, actually. I didn't realize it was ICP at the time. But it was during the Jekyll Brothers. And my dad actually, ironically, used to drive around in his tow truck, and we used to scream "fuck the world," you know. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't know then, but that was one of the first songs that stuck with me, you know, because I was that age. But like when I got older and I actually was able to like come back around to it, it was definitely, you know, of course, Riddle Box and stuff like that, and the netting game. But it was of course like the original 6 that kind of brought me back to it. So for me, yeah, I'd probably have to say when I was a kid. But like I said, did I knowingly know it was ICP? No. You know, I remember watching them wrestle, you know, so come to find out I'm listening to them on the radio, you know, little did I know, years later it would come to pass again.
Yeah, I didn't know they were a group at the time. When I seen them on wrestling, I thought they were like a wrestling tag team. So that's why I always tell people, me being a Juggalo and a wrestling fan have always gone hand in hand, because I've been a wrestling fan since I was about 2 or 3.
Right. Yep, I feel it.
The first real wrestlers I remember falling in love with was The Undertaker and, of course, Razor Ramon, the bad guy.
Yep. Of course, Undertaker's a classic. Of course, I was a fan of the Hardy Boys too. I like the tag teaming. I mean, you know, what can I say?
And that's something WWE actually has been utilizing again as their tag team division, which is good. I think now that Triple H is in control, things are running smoothly there.
Things are getting back into balance, so to speak.
I know,
yeah.
like I've been hearing a lot of good stuff from people say ever since Triple H took over, it's been running good.
And honestly, I saw that happening, when I was younger. I was like, that's how it should be.
Well, and Triple H knows the wrestling industry too.
Right, and that's, who better to run it?
And I've watched interviews with him. He's a very intelligent guy.
Oh yeah.
And he seems like a scary dude, but he's like the nicest dude on the planet.
Yeah, no, he just, he comes off as, intimidating and aggressive because that's, the character he had to portray, part of his professionalism. Oh, here we go.
All right.
Hey, we got him this time. Yes, we got you. We got you.
My fucking Wi-Fi went out, and then, the whole system was fucked.
They're watching, man. They're watching.
They knew it was gonna happen.
Well, what's the rule? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yep.
Oh, every time.
I'll run all night just fine, but as soon as I actually have something to do, it's like, nope.
It's like going to the gathering. They say if you have a smooth trip to the gathering, it's probably going to be weird, but that's the best part about the gathering is the struggle of getting there. It's the journey that makes it awesome.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go. I haven't been able to make it.
Oh, it was dope, man. It was so dope this year. Oh my God. It was, oh my God. If I could put it into words, man, it was phenomenal. And then to be able to perform, it was.
People ask me that every time at the gathering when they interview me. They're like, how do you describe this? I'm like, I can't describe it. You just have to be here.
Yeah, there's no words. There's literally no words.
I definitely got to make it. I was just talking to Chuckles about Gorefest for next year.
Gorefest, hands down.
Yeah, trying to make it onto the lineup for Gorefest next year. And, I'm coming for the gathering too.
Hell yeah. Definitely worth it, and I tell people, I'm like, look, if you can't make it to Gorefest or, you got to make it to one or the other, either Gorefest or the gathering or both. And, I've done Gorefest for many years now, in my old people voice. And it's just as life-changing, but it's different because it's a city vibe, because it's in the middle of Denver. So, but yeah, man, it's just as amazing, I promise. And there's a lot more gore at Gorefest, of course. So
exactly. And then you'll get those big name acts in the underground headlining. Like 1 year, I know Ouija Mac headlined, which was phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah, I was telling Don earlier, I'm coming for it. And, I'm blessed to be able to have gotten on some of the shows that I have, considering I've only been out as Freak Show for less than a year now.
Yep.
So, I'm blessed everybody's been showing me the support that they have, and the scene it's dope. I haven't been a part of a scene like this before.
The underground's just really something different, for sure, man. For sure. So I can guarantee you, if you just keep pushing, you'll keep migrating around,
Yeah. Next weekend is my first time traveling for shows, so we'll see.
It's gonna be fun, I promise.
So we'll ask you the same question, Freak Show.
Yeah.
Give a little brief introduction, who you are, where you're from, and yeah.
All right. Well, I'm Freak Show. I've been doing music my whole life. I started playing guitar when I was 13. And then I did band in school, everything into marching band and all that, playing trumpet and a bunch of different instruments. And then I started doing metal bands when I was later teenage years. And then about 4 years ago, I linked up with a couple of older cats, and they started teaching me about like doing hip hop and getting into it. And I did a group with them for a couple of years, and like we played some shows with like Onyx, and we played with Esham at the Whiskey.
Yep. Esham's great.
And I got to play with Hex at the Whiskey. I didn't even know who he was at the time, years ago. And so then I kept grinding, working on everything, and then just started coming out as solo about a year ago. And I'm from Simi Valley, California, 805, represent just outside LA County.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah,
that's what's up.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
And then we'll ask you the same question. How did you like discover like the underground, or if you can remember in general growing up, what's like the first song that like grasped your attention wise, music in general, that if you can remember?
So specifically the underground, like I remember when I was in high school, like freshman year of high school, I discovered ICP, started listening to Fuck the World and the Great Malenko album, and just continued to listen. Like I'd never really got super into it, like the culture of it, until a few years ago. And so I joined up and started fucking like discovering what it was really about. And then I heard Homies, and I always felt like, hey, like that's kind of how I've always been. I've always been like the scrub, the weird kid that everybody picked on, and like there's a bunch of motherfuckers who are just like me.
Oh yeah.
Still learning about everything, discovering new artists, and getting into everything. I still got a lot to learn about what the underground has to offer, but I'm here for it.
Oh yeah.
Well, welcome to the underground.
Exactly. And what was like, both you can answer this individually, before you both discovered the underground, what's other music that you guys like grew up listening in your household before you like went and branched off and listened to your own thing? Like me growing up, it was always like a lot of like old school rock and stuff. Like I really love Black Sabbath. That's like my shit.
Nice. For me, it was probably a lot of like 80s music. I was actually really into musicals too when I was younger. So like for me, it was kind of like I was more on like the quiet, subtle side of things. But yeah, then, you know, once I was 18, 19, I was like, freedom, let's go explore, you know, of course, a little rap and hip hop vibe, but, you know, not too much because my mom was super conservative. So once I was kind of able to break free from that and like actually enjoy music fully, it was kind of like a free game.
Yeah, like I can remember the first real singer I ever got into artist-wise was like probably Michael Jackson and Prince.
Oh yeah, yep, classics. I went a little bit more far back.
You can't deny it.
No, you can't. Like I'd tell you were full of fucking shit if you did.
I was like, you are Michael Jackson. I was like, you were
right.
You said you didn't want a Thriller jacket growing up.
Right. Man in the Mirror was really my shit, honestly. That was my favorite of Jackson. So, and of course you go back to the Jackson 5, like I was really into classic music. You know, I listened to everything from like 1920s music, like Judy Garland and like Doris Day and shit like that, you know, all the way to like R&B and soul and, you know, Aretha Franklin and Gloria Gaynor and, you know, I was into Fontanella bass even. Like I like a little bit of everything.
How about you, Freak Show? What's some music that you remember here growing up?
So my family, like my parents are a little older. Like I wasn't even they didn't even have me till my dad was 40. So like he always listened to, like, he was big on the Beatles and he liked we played a lot of Zeppelin, a little bit of Sabbath, the Stones. Like all that. Then my mom, she's a crazy little Puerto Rican gypsy lady from New York, you know. So she liked everything from like soul music to disco, and there's always like Michael Jackson, Elton John, Prince, all that. And then I have an older sister who, you know, she always, whenever we got a chance to listen to whatever we wanted, she was the one who controlled it. So lots had to listen to a lot of like Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, stuff like that. But then I started discovering music for myself as I got into like middle school, and Slipknot, Disturbed, Korn, Avenged Sevenfold, System of a Down, Marilyn Manson. And that's where that's really where my own personal love in music was for a long time, until I started discovering like the hip hop that I liked.
Yep. I agree with that.
And if you can remember, what was like both of you like? What was like the first rap song that like grasped your both's attention and stuff? Where you're like, what is this?
Yo, okay, so
Eminem.
Okay, yep, Lose Yourself's a great one. Of course, Not Afraid. But for me, like when I first got deep into hip hop and like the underground, like was in high school, I gotta go classic, man. It was Colt 45 for me, Afro Man. I was a really big stoner at the time, and so I mean, literally for like 2 months, that's the only song I would play in my car, and all my homies hated it. They're like, please, just pick a different song, and I'm like, nah, we're smoking, like shut the fuck up and get in. Yeah, exactly. You know.
Yep.
We could go.
Me and my boys did that one too.
Yep.
Sublime and all that was what stoner music. That was a big thing for us too.
Yep, I definitely agree. And then of course, you know, like the classics, like you know, Lil Eazy-E, you know, of course, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube. Like when I started getting into it, those were the first ones I really started listening to. So.
Yeah, my boy was showing me Nas as when we were
Nodis. Yes, that acid music, man. I am long live Nodis. All right. Oh, they don't make it like that. And if they do, they're all trying to be something that they're not.
Exactly. I remember back then people were more diverse. And then like years ago, everyone was sounding the same, but now that diversity is starting to come back, which is good.
Right. I definitely agree with that.
I think the greatest thing like Lex the Hexmaster said is he said, yes, you can paint your face, but you have to show talent behind that painted face now.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
I don't know, I remember like I was always like I'd listen to hip hop. I had love for the genre, but it was never something I pursued doing myself until one day I listened to this song. I was at a party and I listened to this song like all my friends are dead, push me to the edge. Yeah. And I was like, this is what's popular right now. This is what's mainstream. And I was like, I think I woke up one morning, turned around and told my girl, I'm going to try being a rapper. And then like it just took off from there.
Oh, yeah. And then what instruments did you play when you played in metal bands?
Well, I still play in a few metal bands as well and punk. But I play guitar. I've played bass. I do vocals, obviously, singing, screaming. Played trumpet, piano, marimba, xylophone, tuba, baritone, all sorts of different stuff.
Nice. I was just a piano kid, man. Piano kid, you know, choir kid. So I mean, I was more focused on like the singing aspect of it. I'm trying to think. I think I tried to do guitar for a little bit, but it just wasn't really my thing. But I definitely feel you. I was in a lot of different kind of productions. I grew up with the metal kids too, so it's like, how can I not have love for the metal? Because the metal is everything. And metal is like one of those genres. It's like the underground, you know, we like everything. almost everything, you know? So like metal's one of those things too, like it could go pop, like you said, it could go punk, it could go either direction, and I'm like, why metal rocks?
Well,
You
that's
know?
what I found when I got into this scene is like Tech Nine does songs with Corey Taylor, with Serge Tankian, like, and Tech Nine has performed at like Knotfest when I went, and like it all goes hand in hand. Like those two genres are like two of the biggest overlapping genres of like. There's not many juggalos that I've met that weren't also metalheads.
Right.
Exactly. Like I've always told people, I love music, but the two types of music that has really like spoke to me has been like hip hop and rock and roll. It doesn't matter the genre of rock or hip hop; it's just spoken to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I mean, shoot, my girlfriend, she's a big metalhead, so it's like I constantly have those influences too. So I mean, you're not wrong. You know, I can go to a Juggalo show and see metalheads, and I can go to a metal show and see Juggalos there. I'm like, see, this is why I fuck with y'all. Like,
I'm sure you guys have listened to Tenacious D, right?
Well, of course.
So Tenacious D, their song "The Metal" really inspired me about things. Like, so I ended up getting Metal Lives.
Yes.
And for those that don't know, Tenacious D is the greatest rock band of all time.
Of all time.
Speaking of that, did you guys hear they're finally making a sequel movie, which I'm excited for?
Yeah.
Oh, so the rumors are true. All right, I'm down.
I love Jack Black. He has a good singing voice. Like that dude can sing.
Yeah.
My friend, I call her my little sister. She always laughs at me and calls me Jack Brown.
Jack Brown.
Oh, I love that.
I would always sing all of the Tenacious D tracks, and like I'm lively, you know. So I know that was
colorful.
Colorful, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I just have those memories of like watching Tenacious D and like smoking while watching it.
A long ass fucking time ago in a town called Kickapoo.
Kickapoo.
Rest in peace, Meatloaf.
Fuck, man. I cried. I'm not gonna say I didn't when he passed away. Like I did. I cried.
Right.
Probably gonna cry when Ozzy dies too. Like.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna cry.
You know, when the Queen died and everybody was posting about it, I said, you know, I live in America. Like, it doesn't really affect me too much about this. I'm not really educated on that, but I'll tell you, the only British royalty that I really care about is the motherfucking Prince of Darkness.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I was more upset about Betty White too.
Yes.
I was like, no, give us Betty. You can have the Queen. It's fine.
Yeah, Betty White was awesome. Like me and my fiance been rewatching Golden Girls. I'm like, gosh, this show was savage. I'm amazed they got away with some of that stuff on TV.
It was. Yeah. I mean, honestly, man, I give my condolences to the Queen to some of my friends in like the UK and stuff like that, you know, because I network all over. And so I was like, yo, I'm sorry, but like, no, it wasn't a priority for me, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Betty White, I was
get
sad.
away with doing on TV. Now, like some of these old shows, it's like, how'd they get away with that? People would be offended by that if they watch that today.
I mean, in fairness, they needed some kind of outlet, you know. Adults have, you know, we need our inside jokes and stuff. We need our shows. But I mean, I remember watching the reruns of it in like middle school and high school, you know. So, I mean, it definitely was an important part of, I feel like, television, you know, because we were able to start being more open about stuff like that, you know, because think about it. I Love Lucy originally was kind of that forward for that day and time. Yeah. But now, you know, like you said, you look back at it and you're like, wow, Golden Girls was savage, man. They were savage.
And it's
I
funny
loved
because
it.
Betty White's character on there is the exact opposite how she is. If anything, she's like those other two characters in the show where in the show she's like this dumb idiot, but she's funny.
She's hilarious. I mean, and she was a humanitarian, did all the work with the animals. Like, Betty White was literally a milestone in television and entertainment history.
Exactly.
And you know what drives me crazy is how I feel like we've regressed, you know? Like, we used to have stuff that is always pushing the bounds, pushing the boundaries, and like testing how far we can go and like what people are okay with. And like we got to a point where it was like South Park, Family Guy, stuff like that. You're just like, whoa, they really said that shit right now.
Yeah, I wasn't even allowed to watch South Park until I turned into an adult. Like, not allowed, dude. Not allowed.
I was watching South Park when I was about 7, 8, or 9.
I would go to I had to go to the homie's house for that shit.
My parents were renting me fucking Friday the 13th and the Halloween movies when I was 7. So I grew up horror and raunchy. Like, my parents were bikers and shit like that. Like,
you want to trade?
a little late for raising now, though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Fair enough. All right, you got me.
Go back. We'll go back in time and switch for a week.
Okay.
Probably make your parents cry, though.
Instead of that show Wife Swap, it's Parent Swap.
Yo, I would pay good money to make that shit happen. All right.
That would be an interesting show.
I mean, we'll think about it. Like, some people believe in spankings and some people don't. So, like, I feel like the biggest controversy on that show would be discipline. I mean, Super Nanny. Look at Super Nanny. You know, I mean, that shit was.
Yeah, my parents were not afraid to whoop my motherfucking ass if I.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
I know nowadays people get mad if you discipline your kids. I'm like, my parents disciplined me, and I still turned out fine.
Right, like it's funny me telling like all my friends and like family and stuff, like, look at me, I turned out fine. And everybody's like, did you though?
And people will tell that to me, I'll be like, I even played video games. I was playing GTA when I was like little, and I still turned out fine.
Right?
Right.
Maybe I got fucked up just a little bit, but
I think at the end of the day, I got 2 kids of my own. Like, I got an 8-year-old stepson who is he's awesome. I love the dude. And like, he can be a little difficult sometimes. And then I have a 1-year-old or 1.5-year-old son. And I feel like from seeing my friends raise their kids, how I was raised, and then me now raising kids of my own, it's not what they're around. It's just you got to instill the moral part of things.
Yeah, that's really the problem with television and everything in this day and age, because people are just like, oh, let's just let them be fucking wild animals, and it's like, what? You can't do that. You can't do that.
I'm one of those people that still has morals, but because I was taught good morals from my parents as well as my grandparents.
Well, and you can still give them the freedom and, you know, the chance to grow up, but do it, like you said, with the morals and the guidance. You know, people, I think the biggest misconception about people in the underground that have kids and stuff like that is, oh, they're just going to be a bunch of heathens. Like, well, maybe to an extent, but they're respectful. They're caring people. We're passionate people. You know, I think one of the biggest things people like to say about juggalos is that, you know, just because we're insane, you know, must mean that we're pieces of shit. And I'm like, that's not even close to accurate.
No, I know most kids are glued to their technology. When I was younger, I just had my coloring book, or I would go outside. I'd skip rocks. I would go out fishing.
I had one of these. All right. This was
one of those too.
Yep, that's right. That's what's up.
I still have mine. I still have my Nintendo 64, and it still runs
It's
good.
not the original, man. I mean, Sega, too. I grew up playing a Sega Genesis, you know, most of my life. So
Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, NES. the original. I had the original Game Boy. I still have it somewhere, like before the color, the big brown, the big gray one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but like you were saying, like everybody judges juggalos and like horrorcore and like this scene, and like my old man, anytime I tell him I got a show, like, oh, I'm going to LA, I'm going to Lancaster, he's always like worried, like, oh, be safe. I'm like, I am in the safest place with these people than any other place I could be. Like, everybody's got each other's backs.
Exactly.
So, like I'm good, Pops.
Like, you don't have to worry. It is A-okay.
I mean, I brought my mom to a clown show, and she had the funnest time in her life.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to bring my parents to like a fucking ICP show, but unfortunately, ICP isn't touring anymore because of Jay's health, and my parents aren't gonna fucking travel to the Midwest to get covered in Faygo.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely something to see. I try to encourage everyone to see it. Hell, Steel Panther even was at the gathering this year, and that shit was awesome. It was so cool.
And that's one thing that's good about the gathering is, there's underground acts, but then there's diverse big name acts and stuff. Like they've had, like 1 year when I went to the gathering, this is a crazy lineup for last night. It was ABK, Light, then it was Jedi Mind Tricks, then it was KRS-One, and then Ghetto Boys, and then followed by ICP.
Hell yeah. I got blessed to be able to fucking see ICP a few times out here in California through like the Great Malenko 20-year anniversary tour. I got to see him at Hollow Wicked out in Anaheim, and one of my best friends, he's older than me. He grew up like gangbanging, and he was always taught like fuck juggalos. And so I took him to a show. I was like, I'll pay for your ticket, bro. Like, you're going to go with me. You're going to see, like, what we do. And he's like, hands down, greatest show I've ever been to.
It happens.
Yep. True.
So, yeah, I guess we'll, like, ask you both that. Like, if you both can remember, what's, like, the first show that you both remember going to? And then what was your first, like, Juggalo-related show?
Trying to remember. Oh, okay. So way opposite sides of the spectrum, of course. I went to I think it was a John Tesh concert with my mom, and he was a very conservative Christian singer. He went like really big on this one song, kind of like a one-hit wonder kind of thing, but we went to Red Rocks. And I was like, God, I think I was like maybe 12. But then my first underground show, it was Blaze You Dead Homie and then Black Xmas. So after that, I was done, you know.
I had always, growing up with like my parents being bikers and all that, we were always going to like little events with live music and all that. First big one I got to, my mom took me to see Lifehouse at the county fair.
Nice.
Oh.
And I was, maybe like 10, 11, something like that. And then one day, like throughout, like me being in the metal scene and all that, my homegirl that's in a band out here just posts on Facebook like, hey, do I have any friends that like ICP? And like I commented, I was like, yeah, what's up? Like, she's like, I got an extra VIP ticket to the Great Malenko tour. And she was like, do you want to go with me? Like, I got these tickets for free and nobody else wants to go. I was like, fuck it. I'm down. Like, I've always liked ICP. Like, I'm down. Like, I went, experienced it, and I got to see Dirty Machine and like a bunch of other locals, and I didn't really know any of the other like touring acts with them. And then as soon as I got covered in Fago and they started playing some of the fucking bangers that I fucking knew from them, I was just like, okay, like I see the people I'm around. This is a culture I want to be a part of.
So your first show, you got to actually meet Jay and Shaggy too.
I unfortunately did not get to meet them. There was a little issue with people out front when I went to go smoke. There was no fights the entire time until one chick walked up and like saw another chick with a dude she was interested in, and two chicks just start going at it.
Of
course, catfights ruin everything. Yeah.
That's why people say, how do you describe a clown show? I'm like, pure chaos and pandemonium.
But I mean, in fairness, though, I've heard that their VIP takes a while, and they're usually not on time for it anyway. So
whenever you do get the chance meeting Jay and Shaggy, the most nicest, humble, intelligent.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm so bummed. When United States of Insanity, I think it was the movie that they came out with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was only in theaters for what, 1 day?
Yeah.
So I took my girlfriend for her birthday, and we ended up going to a theater like 45 minutes away, and then it was either this theater right here or go like 2 miles down the road, and it's playing at this theater too. So we chose the one that was 2 miles closer. We find out the next day that Violent J showed up to the other theater and watched it with everybody there. And like signed autographs and took pictures with everybody. And the theater we went to, there was only one other person in the entire theater.
See, they must have all known. That's why everybody went to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only
I wish I would have gone
in
to
the
the
theater
fucking
when I went was me, my mom, and stepdad.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
And that's when I still lived in Denver. I went to go see it. It's a really good documentary. Like, a lot of people that I know are actually in that documentary.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my hands on it again. I feel like it's super hard to find, you know.
Yeah, I think it's downloadable on YouTube.
Yeah, but also,
okay, I was gonna
if
say,
you read Behind the Paint, then like it kind of covers a lot of the same stuff.
Right.
And I was lucky enough to get myself a nice copy of Behind the Paint, hardcover.
Ooh.
And
I was just gonna say he got the hardcover. I know it.
yeah, I got the hardcover.
That
very good read. The audiobook is actually on YouTube also for free. And the audiobook is cool because the audiobook is read by Violent J.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know. It was funny. Like when I first like started like reading the book and then learning about the history of like all of ICP psychopathic, like they started talking about the JJ boys.
Yep.
And I don't know, like that always resonated with me because for years, like everybody, my name was JJ to everybody. So I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Perfect.
Made me feel good about myself for a quick second.
Which it's still hard
sorry,
to
my
believe.
phone notifications keep kicking me, guys. I'm like, sorry,
It's all good. But yeah, it's hard to believe Carnival of Carnage is 30 years old. Jeez.
It's older than my existence, but respect it. You know, I respect it.
So, can I ask a question?
Of course.
Lilith, I've been checking out some of your stuff on Spotify.
Yeah.
Your shit is dope. Like that new track you came out with. Let me see. I forget the name of it.
Overcoming Fears.
Yeah, where you like double time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was dope. You got
Thank you.
anything else like that coming out soon?
Yes, actually, I do have another song that's getting ready to drop. I think it's on the 31st, but it's more kind of like my song Lazy Daisy, but it's still kind of true to my story and like kind of my message. So it's definitely a little bit different, but it's not double timed. It's more like singing kind of stuff right now, but I have several different projects that I'm working on right now for the next album. Definitely got a bunch of collabs, of course. I don't know if you guys, well, you weren't at the Gathering Freak Show, but Grizzly and I actually are getting ready to do an EP this next year. We actually, the only song that anybody knows about right now is called Fago Rain. And everyone loves that song a lot. So it's definitely very true to the underground and stuff like that. But I definitely wanted to surprise people with this last track because this whole time people thought I was just kind of like a singer or like, you know, like a kind of slower rapper. And I was like, no, like I have more stuff that I can do. So I definitely got more up my sleeve.
Oh yeah, well I'm stoked for it.
Well, and
Hell yeah,
someone in
thank
the
you,
chat said, can we see a Lilith and Freak Show collab? I'm like, that's what this show's for. Maybe this is the show for that to happen.
Absolutely, man. I love working with everyone.
Hey, you know, I got tracks up the wazoo right now.
Hell yeah. I mean, just send me something open and, you know, we'll go from there. I usually am able to work something out. So.
Yeah, HP the Grizzly is talented.
Oh, that's my soul sister, man. Like that is my sister. Like her and I are. That's my homie. You know what I mean? Like she's great. She's phenomenal. Great spirit, great soul.
I'm
actually
blessed
we
to be
met.
able to... Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead, man. No, you're good.
I was saying I'm blessed to be able to work with some of the artists that I've been linking up with. Like I have that track that I dropped a couple months ago with Chuckles.
Yep,
and everybody's been digging on that. So me and him got a couple of tracks in the works. I'm gonna be doing a song with Spec One from GRE.
Hell yeah!
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm working on a track right now with Six Side.
Yep, nice.
So
yeah, no, you're good. I've actually got some stuff getting ready to come out with Beast Mode Warriors. Working on something with Chuckles right now as well. But I'm really excited for this female EP with me and Grizzly, man. Like there's just not, I feel like there's a lacking of female artists in the underground.
Hey, Smalls
you know, so, well, of course, Smalls, you know, actually, so funny story, Smalls is actually taller than me. I'm actually very, very short, but Smalls has like an inch-ish on me. So she didn't realize it until this last Gore Fest, and she's like, yo, what? So she had to take a picture, but man, Grizzly and I, you know, we met a couple years ago on the, what was it, the Voodoo Dabs and Dolls tour, I think. And I believe at that time I was still like heavy into drugs. I was just like a hype man, you know what I mean? Like I was like a nobody. And her and I linked up then, and over the years we just kind of like built this friendship, and now it's like I said, that's my sister, dude. It's like a very strong sisterhood. So be on the lookout for Desmona. It's happening.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on a lot of what I got coming up, and I don't know. I'm one of those people like I was able to like work with some people who showed me like a different way of writing. Like a lot of my friends are like, "How do you write so fast?" Like so, me and my buddies, we'd get together, we'd write and record and mix and master a whole track in like 4 hours.
Yeah, nice.
And so like because of like situational shit, I was able to like start stocking up on a bunch of stuff like that's halfway done, like my stuff that I'm waiting to like send off to people. I'm waiting for other people to send me their verses. and I'm stoked to be able to work with a lot of people.
Hell
Right,
yeah.
right.
Another good female artist that I recommend you guys, she can rap and sing, is like, look up Lady the Truth. She's like from Cleveland, Ohio.
Lady
Okay.
the Truth.
She can, like, if you want her on a hook to where she sings, she can do that. If you want someone that will straight rap, she can do that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Super important.
I got a collab album that I'm going to be coming out with in the next month or two called Bio Gang.
Nice.
And it's just like a compilation of like different songs I've done with different people, like my friends that like enjoy doing music, but like they do it as a hobby, not like anything they pursue doing like regularly. So like I even got 2 tracks with my baby mama on it.
Hell yeah.
And so there I got a couple of females on there that are dope. And I'm excited
my
to
fiance
see,
plays guitar and stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this chick that we're going to be performing with next weekend. She goes by Lady Joker.
Oh, I've heard of her. She's awesome.
Yeah, same.
So, yeah, we're performing Six Sides Crazy Clown Show out in Vegas next weekend.
Nice.
And then actually the night before the Crazy Clown Show starts, we were able to sneak it in. Shout out to Mattapelli and Fear You for making it happen. Where we got to throw a stop of the Accessory to Murder tour.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Those
I'm
dudes
actually
are
going to be
dope.
doing the Denver show here in tomorrow. Actually, I was like, wait, what's today? Thursday. Tomorrow in Denver, I do have a couple last minute tickets. If anybody needs them, let me know.
You guys heard it here. If you're in Denver and you need tickets, hit up Lilith.
Well, you know,
support the underground.
I'm definitely going to be out in Denver next year for Gore Fest, whether I'm on the lineup or not. Just so happens that my cousin moved out there and has his own place. He's like, yeah, fucking come crash at my place and go do whatever you want to do.
Perfect.
So I'll be out in Denver next year.
Hell yeah. And we got asked Lilith this earlier at Freak Show. How did you come up with your name, Freak Show? Did you go by other names before Freak Show? So
I've actually had the nickname Freak Show since I was about 15, 16. And it was given to me by my mother. Because I a lot of like interesting little abilities like contortion, dislocation, stuff like that.
Nice.
I can vibrate my eyes and like just do interesting little things. And so my mom, she just told me one day, like, you are just like a little one-man freak show. And then I'll like my buddy overheard it and like everybody just started like yeah, that's your nickname. And I had like a little stoner group and we all had nicknames and everybody just always knew me as Freak Show.
Yeah, and then you hear this stuff in the Juggalo music, you're like, oh, they're talking about that shit too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I fit in like a missing piece right here.
Yeah, the missing link.
There we go.
And then what are shows that you guys have actually like performed, like that you guys like have played like with people like Lilith? Like, you can go first. Who have all of you opened up for and whatnot?
Chris Calico, Stevie Stone, Recognize, of course, everyone on LSP, Esham, Twisted Insane, Blaze You Dead Homie, the homie Casual Pharaoh, Big Hoodoo, DJ Clay. Gosh, I'm trying to think who else. That's just off the top of my. Oh, Skits Craven. I just did Skits Craven the other day. That was cool.
Yeah.
Of course, The Gathering, so everybody on there,
Hell yeah.
That's dope.
Oh, yeah.
for myself, before I was solo, I was in a group called Demented, and we got a couple albums out on Spotify and all that. But we got to play with Onyx at the Whiskey. We played with Esham at the Whiskey, and then we were supposed to head out to Phoenix, Arizona for the Phoenix Hip Hop Festival to open for Twisted Insane. But then the morning we're getting ready to go, we're packing up the car, COVID shut down everything.
Of course.
Then going solo, I got to my very first show was with Cottonmouth Kings at the Whiskey.
Oh, nice.
And then Rock the Dock tour with Big Hoodoo, Scum.
Yep.
All them. And then Generations of Snuff tour with Same Poetry, Michael Lawless, and all them. So, and then now the Accessory to Murder and the Crazy Clown show with like Six Side, Chucky Chuck, all them. And then in the past, like with my metal bands, we were playing. I played with a couple members of Slipknot. We got to play with Escape the Fate a few times. Let's see. As Blood Runs Black, Attila.
Nice.
Ooh, Attila. I'm jealous.
Yeah, so I've been blessed to be able to fucking play some pretty cool shows and meet some cool people along the way.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Oh yeah.
See, all the underground is going strong. There's all these dope shows happening.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and I was telling Don earlier, me and my buddy Zach, we're working on trying to throw our own little festival around Halloween every year out here in the 805 SoCal. Kind of make like our own gore fest kind of thing. And for the first one, we're gonna try and get like Gmo Ski or Kung Fu Vampire.
Oh hell yeah!
Something like that to headline. Just build it up from there. So, Lilith, if you want to come out to Cali,
absolutely, man. Just help me get there, and I'm in.
I haven't been out to Cali in years. The last time I was out to Cali was '96.
Yeah, see, I was a kid, man. I think I went when we had like some weird family vacation when I was little. Like we went to like Disneyland or something, or Disney World, and I haven't been to Cali since. So, and I do have a pretty good following out there. So I definitely know all my Cali people are going to be like, yes, bring her here. So.
Well, you got homies here. You know, we'll try and make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if I ever get this like charity show up off the ground, I'd be honored for you two to come play. Like I said, every year we'll go for a good charity. Maybe one year we'll go to homelessness. Maybe one year we'll go like to help animals in the shelters, since I'm a big animal lover.
Domestic violence too, man. I'm a very big advocate for that. So.
Hell yeah.
And Scum told me when I left Denver, he's like, Don, you need to revitalize the underground scene in Florida. I'm like, will do, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
Get it alive and breathing.
Received, Captain.
Yeah,
right.
When Scum gives you advice, you got to listen, because that dude has been like one of my top mentors, him and Insane Poetry. When they talk and lecture you, you listen.
You know,
absolutely.
I was lucky enough to get some experience and wisdom off of them, and like both of them, 2 different shows that I played, like they gave me some cool advice, and I've really been trying to take that into consideration. Like if you look at a lot of the music I've dropped, like I try not to be like a one-trick pony, like just like you, Lilith, showing you can do more than what people expect from you. So exactly. I got like some slow, vibey stuff that's like emotional and all that with some auto-tune singing. Then I got some like aggressive, like horror, straight horrorcore shit. I got some rap metal shit. Like And
It's
they
good
told
to be diverse.
me like diversity. That's where it's at. That's how you can grow as an artist. So I tell everybody like, put me to the test. Push me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. So I tell people when they're collabing, I was like, if you think it's weird and I might not be able to work with it, I was like, send it to me anyway because, you know, I'm going to blow your socks off.
I got a song on this collab album I'm doing from this this girl is like 5'0" nothing, a little blind lesbian chick, and she comes up to me and she's like, hey, I want to make a song that girls will shake their ass to.
Yeah.
I'm like, and she's like, can you help me do this? And I'm like, all right. So we got like a club banger type beat. It's like, shake it like you know you bad.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I want to be pushed out of my comfort zone. Anybody watching, you want to collab, put me to the test.
And
Yeah,
also, if you
challenge
guys ever
accepted.
film music videos and you guys want someone like to make a cameo in the video, just hit me up because I have this funny idea where I just show up in people's most random videos and people are like, what the fuck?
Yes, I love it.
Hey, I'm with it.
Make it like a joke, like I'm like the puppet master, and people are like, what the fuck?
Yes, I'd love that.
Oh no, I shoot a lot of stuff like in my backyard because I got a big fire pit, and then I got the wash behind my house. So I was saying like, how great would it be, like totally unrelated to the song, like I'm walking in the wash, and then all of a sudden you just see somebody you recognize like walk past me, like we don't like acknowledge it or anything, just like somebody pops in like, what's up, and then walks away.
That would be
Right.
fun.
It would be. Absolutely.
And now some of the other questions like that we asked, like if you guys can pick, what are your top 5 albums that like changed your life? It can be like a mixed genre, like diversity.
Okay. Right, I'm like, I really gotta think about that one. God, what was that album? So when I was a kid, one of my favorite albums, I don't remember the name of it, but it was an REO Speedwagon cassette tape that I would play, and it was 2-sided, and I don't know if it was like their greatest hits or something, but that one, of course, the greatest hits of Queen, Graveyard Blues, of course, of Dark Half. That one really got me. Yeah, absolutely. Riddlebox, of course, and God, what's the other one? Skillet, actually. It was the Awaken Alive album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So those, I'm like, that was 5, I think. I don't know. I can't count.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
How about you, Freak Show? Top 5 albums that changed your life.
Say, I gotta go. Two of them from Slipknot.
Yeah.
Probably Iowa and Self-Titled.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Like Slipknot has influenced me so much, not just in my metal stuff, but I've brought over what I've learned in doing metal into like my hip hop stuff, and like people love when like I do the rap metal shit too. And so like I'll like listening to Slipknot just really fucking blew my mind when I was younger. Great Malenko. That's probably to this day my all-time top Insane Clown Posse album. See, Follow the Leader by Korn.
Yes.
Ooh, good one. Good one.
And one more. Either The Sickness or Believe by Disturbed.
Nice.
Yeah. And then what would be your guys' like top 4 like favorite foods? Like my top 4 is Greek, Mexican, Asian, and Italian.
Well, are we just going like the style of food like that, or like specific dishes?
I mean, you can do style, you can do specific dishes, whatever you want.
'Cause I'm a fat kid. I like to eat.
Right. Same, dude. I've got an
Like-
appetite, man.
Like, talk foodie to me, baby.
But like, since I'm from Colorado, Lilith knows this. In Colorado, we love our Mexican food, and we put green
Absolutely.
chili on, and we put green chili on everything.
Yeah. Green chili or green sauce, man. I can't live without it.
And I'm telling
I
you,
can't.
like, Los Angeles, like, we got some of the best Mexican food, like,
I've heard that.
ever. Like, I've had better Mexican food in California than I've had in Mexico.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Everybody's
all right.
already here making good food here.
That's fair. That's fair. Everybody is.
There's even good taco stands in Denver.
Oh yeah. No, if you haven't gone to a Denver taco stand or taco truck or even a chili station, then you haven't lived. You have not lived, man. Or the tamale cart guy, man. I mean, like, I got a weakness for tamales.
We got a rule out here: the shittier the neighborhood, the better the food.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I agree with
Like,
that.
You go down to like certain parts of LA, like, and you're sitting there like, oh, is the food worth it? Yes, it is.
Yep. Yeah, you know
That's
you're not
one
gonna
thing
get
I told
food
people
poisoning
about
fresh.
Detroit. When I went to Detroit, awesome city, and the food is phenomenal. Like, when you go to Detroit and have actual Detroit style pizza, deep dish, holy shit. My boy Shanzi can say that. You go to the Mexican restaurant that ICP's always talked about in their music, and you're like, now I know why ICP's talked about this restaurant so much, because it's really good, authentic Mexican food.
Yeah, I think honestly for me, oops, sorry, man. I think for me it's probably like you said, Mexican. Of course, I'm from Denver. Like, come on, Mexican, Italian, and good old Japanese, man. I love my sushi. I do. I love my hibachi and my sushi. So.
I'll say, well, to go back to it, like Detroit, yeah, my mom's is from New York, but she spent a lot of time living in Detroit for a few years, so she told me all about what's going down there, with the like a lot of the deep dish pizzas, because New York style pizza, that's thin.
No, see, I like thin crust. My family's from the East Coast as well originally, so I'm like, nah, give me the thin slice. Now I like a good deep dish though, so I'm like, I got to give Detroit a chance whenever I do get to make it out there.
Hey, like, I'm with you. Like, New York style thin slices, like that. That's my love for pizza.
Yep.
You know, my favorite pizza place is called East Coast Pizza Company.
Nice.
But you know what? I'm willing to try anything once.
Of course, when you go to Detroit,
Right.
you have to try those famous Coney Island chili dogs. Oh
yeah.
my God. I did not think mustard would taste good on a chili cheese dog until I went to Detroit. I'm like, that is good.
I'll say, I fucking love me my Chinese food, love me my Mexican food, and you know, I'm gonna like split one with like Japanese, like sushi and like hibachi, to also like Korean barbecue.
Yes.
Because all you can eat KBPQ, come on, like. And then I don't know what you would eat, what it would even be, but like I love steak. Like, steak is my business. Like, give me a nice
your meat and potatoes, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love my veggies. I love my veggies, but like, you put a nice steak in front of me, and like it's over. Like, I'm fucking that shit.
I'm a sucker for salmon. I'm a sucker for salmon and crab. So I am.
I also cook like a motherfucker. Like, I'll make crazy shit like filet mignon with wild caught lobster and
okay
stuff like that. And so me and my baby mom, we were talking like, you know, maybe in a few years we'll open up our own restaurant too. Who knows?
And the restaurant
yeah.
would be called Welcome to the Freak Show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how well that one would go over.
I mean, you never know. People will be like, is this a setup? Is this a murder house? Is this even a place to eat? I don't know, but we're going to find out.
Now, we were talking about Mama Bear comfort food.
Some like chicken and rice with your steak, of course. And
we got, I got this recipe that I came up with. Flatten out some chicken thighs, bacon, cheese, garlic, cream of mushroom with like a garlic cream sauce, corn, fucking roll them bitches up, wrap it in bacon, then bake that shit.
Okay.
You should just have a food stand at the gathering.
Right. You'd make bank, man. You'd sell it like the first night.
That's what my homie does. Him and his girl do this pop-up catering thing called Bitchin' Kitchen.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like they do like they cater like the local fucking high school football games and shit like that. And they fucking make it.
Oh, nice.
Like,
there's a lot of good southern restaurants I recommend you guys trying whenever you're down here in Florida. Like there's a place called Fred's. It's all you can eat southern food. Best grits, and if you go there during breakfast, they have all you can eat breakfast. So all you can eat biscuits and gravy.
Okay, so when are you getting me on a plane?
Hopefully soon.
Hey, I need to get my fat ass down to New Orleans.
Yes, I love some Cajun food, and there's a lot of good Cajun shrimp places down here.
Yeah.
Broad
I was like,
ass.
there better be. There better be.
Hey, you know,
there's a place in Clearwater called Salty's. It's a really good seafood restaurant. Best Cajun shrimp I ever had.
Last year for my birthday, we went camping. We ordered a fucking full size. Hold on, sorry guys. A full size alligator.
Oh goddamn!
And we're all camping on mushrooms and drunk, smoking weed, like in the middle of the forest. We throw a fucking alligator on the grill, and like season that bitch up, and everybody's coming up to us, seeing us. Sorry, somebody keeps fucking calling me.
All good.
Feel it. Yo, so I heard that actually alligator. It's what?
I said shrimp and grits is good, and I heard alligator's good. I heard it tastes just like chicken.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I've always really, really wanted to try it. Actually, I think my girlfriend's eaten alligator or crocodile or something like that, and I'm just like, oh, hell yeah. Is that yes? Let me know if you find any other extra stuff like that, because my lady's super into oddities like that.
I got this one. I got all 4 feet with the claws and all that, and then I have a full another alligator in my freezer right now.
Nice.
He's like, I got one in the freezer. It's fine. No bitches in the basement, but I got an alligator in the freezer.
Jeffrey Dahmer had heads in his fridge. He has alligator.
Right.
Hey, all I'm saying is, if you go looking around my house, you're gonna find some shit that you might want to question.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. If I didn't see the weird shit, I would leave. I like looking at the weird.
Of course, we're gonna.
Right.
Like half of my fucking room is all like horror shit and like.
Nice.
I got a whole stand dedicated to different skulls people bring me from different parts of the world.
That's awesome.
Yep. Definitely about it. I actually used to be a haunted house actor for like 5-6 years too, so I feel it. I'm like, I wish I had more of my memorabilia from that time, but I definitely have my own little section for miscellaneous stuff like that as well, is what I'll call it.
Yeah, I'm big on just collecting random stuff that I think is cool. Like, I got so much random shit I've collected over the years, like even into collecting Pop Funkos.
Oh, I'm
Like,
the same way. Like, I'll find like ones that I really like. Like, my goal is to get all the Star Wars ones, all the Game of Thrones ones, all the Harry Potter ones.
I got all the. I got almost all the major horror characters, and like different variations of them. I got a shit ton of fucking like. I don't know if you guys ever got into like Marvel, DC.
Of course.
I love
comic
Marvel.
book shit. But I got a bunch of different Venom ones and like the Venomized characters.
I have like a Stan Lee one my parents got me for my birthday, and it's like Stan Lee dressed like a superhero. I'm like, that's awesome.
Oh, yes. Well, he was perfect with those cameos, too. I mean, like, that's one of the things I miss the most about him.
I know, and he created some of our best characters, like, of all time. Like, my favorite cameo, in my opinion, that he's did is where he's the strip club DJ in the first Deadpool.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That was one of my favorites, too, as well, the Deadpool cameos.
You can't
They were
buy
great.
love, but you can pay for it for 5 minutes.
I want to start seeing Deadpool cameos instead of Stan Lee.
I think they were talking about doing that at one moment, and I was like, dude, they better, because that's the only thing that makes any sense anymore.
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds nails
that'd be
that
so cool.
role. Ryan Reynolds, he nails that role.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody else could have done the same thing that Ryan Reynolds has done as Deadpool.
Because I don't care
we
what
say
anyone
that
says.
now?
Also, I think Hugh Jackman's played a good Wolverine.
Oh, he's phenomenal. Absolutely. The original Wolverine. Like, there's no question. But see, like, you think about it, like, I don't know, I think about weird shit like this all the time. I'm like, Deadpool and, you know, Ryan Reynolds being the first Deadpool. Think about, like, 50, 60 years from now, they're going to do a remake of it. Somebody else is going to be Deadpool. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like it.
There were a couple of people in talks of being the new Wolverine. And have you guys ever watched a show called Letterkenny?
Yeah.
They were talking about Wayne being the new Wolverine.
Interesting.
He's Canadian. He's like a country boy and all that. And like he's got the build for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like it'd be interesting to see.
Hell yeah. Just like I don't think anyone else could play Iron Man. Like Robert Downey like nailed that role. Same with Chris Evans. He does a phenomenal Captain America.
Well, yeah, that's what I like about Marvel above DC.
Yeah,
DC
characters are so
characters
diverse.
every few years, while Marvel like sits there and takes their time and creates the character over like a 10-15 year span.
Right.
Exactly. And where Marvel, there's more than one version of a character. Like people will be like, this is not the character I'm used to, but that's why with these new movies, they're doing the
multiverses, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
that's why I like She-Hulk. She-Hulk's the shit.
That new Doctor Strange and that recent Spider-Man where they deal with the whole multiverse. I'm like, that's why those Spider-Mans are different, because they're from different universes. God, seeing Tobey Maguire again as Spider-Man, yes.
It warmed my heart.
I mean, and I love the new Spider-Man too, and Andrew Garfield definitely redeemed himself in that new Spider-Man movie. A lot of people give him shit, but I think he's funny.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, actually, I read an article saying that after that movie, a bunch of people went back and rewatched the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, and like there was a huge spike in people like buying and viewing the movie and all that, and like now people are requesting a Spider-Man 3 from him.
Yeah,
I can see it. And I think the guy who played Venom in the third movie, I think Tom Hardy does a better good idea.
Oh yeah, Tom Hardy fucking killed it.
And Tom Hardy,
I love
makes
Tom
the
Hardy
character.
as an artist, or
and
as
Tom Hardy is funny, especially as Venom. Tom Hardy is funny as shit.
I'm in the middle of an interview.
See, I was pretty with newer movies and stuff, like the new Hellraiser. I was actually pretty into it. However, I felt it was a little too predictable, and I felt it went too soft on the gore aspect, because that was the whole reason I got into it. You know, like I like my horror movies and stuff like that, but I'm a gore freak, so I really wanted to see more gore out of it. And I felt because it was like through Hulu or Netflix or whoever the hell like put it out or whatever, I felt like it was soft. I loved the female Hellraiser, don't get me wrong, but I felt like it was soft, and the storyline was like, oh, saw that coming, knew he was gonna betray you, you know?
Oh no, I literally started watching it last night, and for me it was like I fell asleep. It was really slow.
It is kind of in the beginning. Like, I mean, the first like 30, 40 minutes, you're just like, okay, backstory. Oh, there's a little bit of gore. Now go find your brother, you know, and, you know, I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't finished it, but it definitely was a little bit disappointing, especially like the finale. The finale, I was expecting way more gore. It was kind of a softer ending than I expected, and there wasn't enough murder in it for me. You know, but I still liked it. I liked the graphics, and I think that's what kind of redeemed it, and the storyline itself once you finally got around to everything. But I felt like they took more of their time bullshitting and like kind of like snaking through the grass to get to that point than they should have.
Exactly. I mean, I'll tell you, one of my favorite movies that have come out in the last few years. Well, I mean, it came out like a little while ago, but Terrifier.
Yeah, I heard that's
was
good.
An amazing movie.
Okay.
And they just came out with Terrifier 2. I'm really excited to see that. But like, come on, people watch horror movies and gore because that's what they like. I mean, I enjoy like background stories, character development, and all that. But give us the gore that we want. We want to see the murder, the blood, the pure fucking carnage.
Yeah, part of it. You can't leave it out. Like, okay, so one of my favorite horror gore scenes is actually from It Chapter 2, the new one, obviously. And I've always had this sick fascination, apparently, you know, with the part where like the vehicle gets like dropped, it's closer to the end, and dude's like, he lands on the steering wheel and gets his jaw ripped. Okay, so I laughed at that part in the movie theater. I was like, yes, because that was something I always wanted to see. And a lot of these moments aren't brought to life for us, and they're very, okay, I know I sound crazy, but it's very therapeutic, you know what I mean, for people like us. So I'm just like, yes, I can see it, you know what I mean? And that still to this day is one of my favorite moments. And like you said, I expect that in these movies that have this gore expectation, and you're not giving it to me. Well, I can do a lot of this basic special effects shit too, you know, like,
yeah.
I want the awe of the gore, you know?
Those new
I
It
agree with you
movies are really
100%.
I love those new It movies. I think they're good.
Have you seen Green Inferno?
No.
Not yet. Everybody keeps talking about it and trying to get me to watch it. I'm like, all right, I'll get to it.
I loved Green Inferno. And like there was definitely some comedic aspects of it, like, which I enjoy in a horror movie, like, but they weren't short on the death and the gore aspect. They weren't afraid to show that in the movie. And the fact that a lot of what is shown in the movie is also real.
Hey, what up, Mandy?
What really makes it for me, that makes it actually scary.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like I don't get
love the
scared
original
watching horror movies anymore. I don't get scared when I go to Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios and all that for Halloween shit, haunted houses. I don't get scared at that.
I know, that's what I do too. I don't get scared. I laugh.
Exactly. Right.
I have actually, So I actually, even though I work in a haunted house and stuff like that, I actually do jump pretty easily, but that's part of like the aspect of it, you know, like that's why I like watching it. But there's definitely some moments where I'm like, okay, this is lame as fuck, you know, for sure.
Like one of my favorite series is Friday the 13th.
Yes,
Jason
absolutely.
Voorhees. Jason fucking Voorhees. And you know what? I actually think it's about time that Rob Zombie picked up Friday the 13th and made a series like he did with Halloween. Because was it the 2008 remake that they did?
Yeah.
Like
that
it was
one
cool,
good, but the sequel to it was but the first one was good.
Yeah, I mean, and then I loved Freddy versus Jason.
Yes,
right?
Of course.
Fucking loved it. And I think it's I think it's time that somebody actually put some real effort and did Jason the justice that he deserves.
Right, because he was super like thrown under the bus, I feel like, until then, definitely.
Yeah, and that's one thing I like about the new It is like, yeah, Tim Curry did a good job and he was funny, but the guy that played him in the new It, he was actually creepy to where it even creeped me out.
Skarsgård. Yeah.
I mean, Tim Curry was too, don't get me wrong, but like you said, he had that more sinister vibe to it, and I don't know if it's just because it had that time to evolve or what, but I mean I was biased. I'm not gonna lie. I was biased when I first got into the newer It because I was like, ain't nobody gonna do better than Tim Curry. You know what I mean? But I also like giving movies a chance like that start out that way, because 9 times out of 10 they turn out being really good or really freaking bad and exactly what I thought they were gonna be.
Yeah,
but I like it when they pleasantly prove me wrong. You know, I love that.
Exactly.
And he was just like how Pennywise is in the actual book.
Right.
Like he
I
actually
feel like
creeped me out and stuff. Like especially like, do you want a balloon, Georgie?
Yeah.
Well,
I feel
the
like
thing he does with his eyes going.
Yeah. I feel like definitely it rang true for sure.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the new It movies. And like if you're gonna remake movies, have it done. Like you can't do it just sitting there being like, oh, we want to remake this movie and make money. No, you
gotta do it right.
You love it.
Yeah.
Like
you
the
could tell
new
the
Pet
new
Sim-
actor
like the new
was
Pet
into that.
Cemetery. The new Pet Cemetery. I hate it. I prefer the original Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, for sure. The Nightmare Before or Nightmare on Elm Street remake that they did was fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it. I refused. See, that's one of the ones I'm like, I can just tell right away. I'm like, nope, not doing it.
I did hear the new Scream was really good though.
I enjoyed.
I'm actually gonna check that one out.
I enjoyed it was Scream 4. I enjoyed it. They brought back a lot of the original characters but worked it into a new story, and I really enjoyed that. But I also really enjoyed the Scream TV show that they came out with.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they came out with a show.
Yeah, I think it's on HBO or something like that.
Okay. See, I don't watch TV. I don't like try to do a lot of social media unless it's like for my music and certain things. Like I haven't had cable in like almost a decade. Part of it was because I was an addict, but that's what started it. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm so much happier without commercials and the bullshit. Like when I want to watch something, I watch something, but it's pretty rare.
I know.
I just have all the streaming services.
That's how I am.
Okay.
I just stream stuff.
Yeah. And then one show I actually just started watching last week that I've kind of been digging is on Hulu. They have The Purge as a TV show.
I know. I'm like, huh.
See, I'm into smoking it up. I'm actually into The Watcher right now. I'm in like the 5th or 6th episode right now, and okay, so it's the same writers as American Horror Story, and I'm a really big American Horror Story fan.
Oh yeah.
So for me, I was like, I finished like one of the series I didn't get to watch. I think it was like the Roanoke series. I actually missed that whole season. So I finally got to watch it. And then it came up as suggested. And I'm like, this seems kind of like one of those things that they just mind fuck you like they do in American Horror Story. And I mean, literally the first episode in, I was like, shit, yep, I'm hooked. I was like, it's definitely the same writers. So, I mean, it's good. It's definitely good. It starts a little slow, but that's kind of like how some of even their American Horror Story seasons are. You're like, all right, why are you giving me this much information? Like kind of like the new Hellraiser did, but they did it accurately. You know, they kept you like kind of like, okay, well, what about this, this, and this? And then next thing you know, the fourth episode in, you've got like 20 different possibilities that they're trying to throw at you, but it's organized and like you're actively thinking about it while you're watching the show. And that's like, honestly, I hands down, if you guys haven't started watching The Watcher, watch it.
I'll have to check that out.
It's amazing. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And what are your guys' top 5 shows of all time? It could be a show that's currently on TV, used to be on TV that you grew up like. I'll give mine. Number 1, Game of Thrones. 2nd, Breaking Bad. Then Sons of Anarchy. And then 4th would be The Sopranos.
Sons of Anarchy is definitely on mine. I don't know. That's a hard one. Maybe The Walking Dead. I love zombies.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll throw in Letterkenny for the comedy aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just love the jokes that they have in it. Going back to my childhood, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I'd say probably The Simpsons or Family Guy, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely American Horror Story, of course. I'm not a big SOA fan. Sorry, guys.
It's all
not for everybody.
Yeah, I was into like the first season, and I was like, nope, check it out. Let's see. So American Horror Story, like you said, let's go old school. Probably like the original Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Give you that.
The original Star Trek. Okay, yes. And then Reno 911, actually.
Yes.
And I actually discovered that when I was an adult. And I was like, where the fuck was this shit? You know what I mean? I probably watched a few episodes when I was younger, but Reno 911 for sure.
I'm trying to get my fiance into Trailer Park Boys. I'm like, it's funny.
Oh, of course. God damn it. I can't believe I left that off my list. But yes, Trailer Park Boys is right fucking up there too. I mean,
you know what? I fucked up Pokemon for sure. And then you got to show love to Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
See, I was more into like SpongeBob even when I was younger. The original SpongeBob, not the new SpongeBob. I don't like new SpongeBob. But of course, like you said, like The Simpsons, those were classics. You know, I mean, how could you not? Actually, my buddy the other day, he said Trailer Park Boys. He actually just got to meet Randy.
Nice.
Like 3 or 4 days ago up in Grand Junction for some event they were having or whatever. So I was like, man, that's one of the only people on the planet I want to eat a cheeseburger with. Like, seriously, I have a cheeseburger addiction. And let me tell you what. My life won't be complete until I eat a cheeseburger with Randy.
Yeah, I missed the event he did at the Gathering a few years ago. I'm like, damn it.
I was pissed that year that I couldn't make it. Like, it took me years of my life to get to the Gathering. So just know, like, you're close, man.
There's a few things I'm bummed that I never got to experience. Eminem did a pop-up restaurant called Mom's Spaghetti.
Oh yeah, everybody loved that place. Yeah, I was like, I heard it was still open.
And then Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith did a Jay and Silent Bob pop-up of movies.
Nice.
Oh.
And I didn't get to try that. I was bummed about that one.
Well, Eminem's restaurant is actually still open.
They only had a pop-up in LA though. for like 2 to 3 days.
Oh, in LA, but yeah, if you go to actual Detroit, it's there. It's literally
Hi,
across
Mandy.
the street from Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, see, out here we have Danny Trejo. We got Trejo's Tacos.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I love
Love
Danny
tacos.
Trejo. That dude is a total badass.
Fuck yeah.
And he's like the most nicest person in the world.
Yeah, the nicest motherfucker ever.
I know. He reminds me of like the school dean at my school. Like he would like dress all nice at school, and he seemed like an asshole, but he was actually a nice dude. And then you see him outside his school. He was like this Mexican dude, and he was like a biker and shit outside his school.
Would have been entertaining.
I don't know. That just reminded me of my high school principal. I went to a continuation school for like, you know, the bad kids.
Alternative, yes.
Yeah, so when we did field trips, we didn't get in a bus. All the teachers threw the kids in their personal cars.
Weird.
Yep.
Right?
Nope.
So my principal, whose name was Dean, he would roll like he was a big, chubby, bald white guy.
I feel like most principals named Dean look like that. Like
he rolls up in a fucking minivan, right?
Yeah, of course he does.
He rolls down all the windows with a big gold chain on, shades, and a sideways LA hat bumping NWA.
It's like,
yeah, he's like, get in, homies.
That's funny.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had those cool teachers, too. And then we had this one teacher, we used to give him shit. He was this bald white dude, and we would call him Mr. Clean's evil twin brother.
2.0. 2.0. Yeah. I actually, ironically, I went to a public school. Then I went to a private Christian school for like 4 or 5 years because I was a really smart kid.
Oh, you probably fit in great there.
Yeah. And then I actually got kicked out and went back to public school like my last 2 years of high school.
Well, then you know probably about Thornton High School. That's where I went.
Of course I do. I graduated from North Glen.
Yep, so we were rival schools back then.
Yes, we were. I was like, that's why I stopped and I smiled. Fuck the Trojans. Wanna be Norse motherfuckers?
Oh, yeah. I remember the pranks people would do to us. They would, like, throw Trojan condoms on people's cars.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And we would dip it in like the grossest shit we could find. And like super glue and like we were assholes to each other for no reason. Those games were so intense.
And you probably remember this. What did we call Horizon High School?
That was the bougie side of town. Fucking Horizon sucked, man. They were fucking assholes.
Yeah, we would call it Whore High because every girl
yes!
there.
Dude, then he's not kidding. And it was like the rich pregnant girls. So it was like, this is the school you would send your daughter to if she got pregnant out of wedlock back in the day. Like no fucking joke.
The cheerleaders even got pregnant.
Almost every single one.
So that's why we called it Whore High back in the day.
Yeah.
In my town, we have like the two major high schools, Royal High and Simi High. Those are the schools with like the football teams.
So Alpha and Beta.
Pretty much. One of them is like more bougie. They think they're better than everybody. And then there's Santa Susana, which is like the performing arts high school. They don't have any sports, and it's just for like the art kids and stuff like that. All the fucking emo kids would go to that school.
Oh, of course.
And
because they could draw, man. They could fucking draw.
Yeah, like drama and all that. Then there was Apollo, which is for all the hood rats like myself. And like every once in a while there would be like an event where they had like the student council of each school all get together and do one thing. And I was a part of that for my school. All of us are outside smoking cigarettes and playing hacky sack. And all the other kids are like looking out the window like, oh my God, they're the Apollo kids.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, we're going to get in trouble just looking out the window. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in the Thornton and North Glen area.
Yeah. You were probably right down the block from me the whole time, and I just like never even knew.
Well, I used to live literally near the Thornton Rec Center.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, see, I was over by 96 and Feds. So literally right down the street.
Right by Webster Lake. I still call it that.
It still is. It is Webster.
I know they may change the name, but I always remember it's Webster Lake Road.
Did they really try to change the name though?
Yeah, but I'm like, no, it's Webster Lake, damn it.
What the hell? That's weird. That's weird. I just found out about that. I don't live in Denver anymore, so I'm like, weird.
And since we were on talking about movies, if you guys could pick, what are some of your top favorite movies of all time that you can always watch and never get tired of it?
Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Freddy versus Jason.
Yep.
The original Pokemon, the first movie with Mewtwo.
Yeah.
I second that.
Shit. Probably say not a movie, but Star Wars.
Hey, Star Wars counts.
It counts. They played all the Star Wars at the Gathering this year. Like, it counts. All right.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna just group them into one movie.
Well, that's fine too, because that is one of my favorite film series of all time is Star Wars.
He's like, it's accepted.
8 Mile.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck yeah. So this is in no particular order. These are just the ones I can't get tired of.
The ones that you can't get tired of, like it could be many different categories. Like mine would be The Godfather.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, just The Godfather?
Oh, there's quite a few. That's just like an example.
Okay, yeah. So, definitely 21 Jump Street.
Oh, okay.
The original second the original. The very first one.
Remake was funny, but
I like 22 Jump Street, but 21 was better. Of course, Hellraiser, the original, the second one. The second one was by far one of my favorite. Evil Dead, like the book. Well, not the book, but like the movie. Like not Boomstick, but like the Evil Dead, like, with the friends in the forest and shit. And then I'd have to say, damn it, I just lost it with my stoned out. I lost it. I had it. It was it's another Trick or Treat,
Fuck yeah.
And like Spirited Away, actually. I'm very big into
so many Studio Ghibli movies.
I actually just recently. Yeah, so does my lady. Like, our collection is growing on anime, but she's more into anime than me. Anime is like its own separate subject, so I'm like, but that's the one that got me into it. I actually just recently got a Soot Sprite tattoo.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I'm very big into Japanese animation too, and that's one thing why I like Japanese anime. It's so diverse too.
Yeah, I'm pretty big into anime as well.
Like, obviously, I'm gonna like the shit I grew up on, like Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. Fuck, I even liked Sailor Moon growing up.
Oh,
hey, Sailor Moon
was the business.
You have to watch it. You have to watch it. My lady got me into it a couple months ago. She got the original, like Japanese subtitles in English. And the original storyline to that, before we went and fucked it up and tried to like make it acceptable for kids, is so much better.
Yeah, I noticed some shows sound better in Japanese. Like Naruto sounds better in Japanese than it does in English.
You know what? So specifically Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, I was never able to do the Japanese because specifically Naruto and Goku's voice.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, it was always just like I hear it and I'm like.
True, I can understand now. I mean, the guy who did Goku in the English version did
Red Dawn. Sorry, I read Nobody Man's comment, and I agree with that. Red Dawn's a really good movie, too. I do like a lot of Sandra Bullock movies and spy movies like that and action movies, so I agree.
Yeah,
Red
Another
Dawn's
good
great.
classic
Okay,
anime
here are
is
the
Cowboy
comments.
Bebop. Remember Cowboy
Or,
Bebop? That was a classic anime.
Yes. I'm actually
Samurai
really
Champloo,
into
bro.
Samurai Jack, even. Like, I
Yes.
have my pen over here somewhere. Or the Book of Eli. I actually really, really love the Book of Eli.
That was a great movie.
Amazing. I love that fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
I just look at the comments. I go to the more section and then comments, and then you can even say hi.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, now I'm seeing all the comments.
Bleach, of course. Who hasn't seen Bleach? I'm actually really into Valkyrie Drive and Food Wars. I wish there was more seasons of both. Of course,
Food
Seven
Wars
Deadly Sins.
cracked me up.
Attack on Titan is good. I don't care what anyone says.
Hey, you know,
Yeah, I think my
recently
lady's into the show.
I've been watching Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
I finished Demon Slayer, Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
Then,
Class of Assassination or
My
Assassination
Hero
Class.
Academia.
Yep. What is the Blood Cell one? Babe, is it Blood Cell? Is that what it's called? The anime? Oh, Cells at Work. That's what it is. She already knows. I looked at her and I asked. Fucking amazing.
My
It's
buddy says
really
there's
good.
a new season of Samurai Jack coming out.
Hell yeah.
Ooh. I'm kind of excited about that. I didn't know that they were doing that. See,
And
but
of
I don't know.
course,
If it turns out
all-time-
being like Powerpuff Girls, like the new season, I don't know about it. It better
No,
deliver.
the original is better.
Agreed. That's why I'm like, they better do Samurai Jack right.
So check this out. You guys have seen there's plenty of animes that they've made live action movies of.
Yeah.
90% of them are garbage.
Yes, like that Dragon Ball one, horrendous.
Garbage. The Full Metal
watch
Alchemist, garbage. Death Note,
Yeah, I like the
garbage.
original show.
Except for
Yo,
William Dafoe.
I hated the Death Note movie. I was pissed. I was so mad. I had such high expectations. I watched the original dub, and then it came out, and I was like, how fucking dare you? And I remember following like the director and all this shit online, and they were like, yo, it's not going to be how the show is due to copyright. And I'm like, that's fine, as long as you stay kind of like close to it and like close to the original like fucking manga and shit. Like, you need to stay within this certain range. And they just went way off. I was pissed off at the end of the movie. I was like, no, this is stupid. Fuck this shit. I was pissed.
The only thing I liked was William Dafoe.
I feel like the way that they played Ryuk even was just so, it was wrong. It was like, I liked some of him, but I wanted more of him because he literally was the demon on his shoulder. Why the fuck was he not a bigger part of that movie?
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah, I'll give you that. But I'll tell you.
Because they tried to make it seem like it was just the kid and his fucking thought process. And I was like, no, because it was both of them. He got in sync with Ryuk. And that's why everything got the way that it was. Like, no. I wanted more. I wanted more from that.
That's still one of my top favorite animes too.
Yeah.
You know what? I was always a big fan of Rurouni Kenshin.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, I watched the live action Rurouni Kenshin movies.
Oh god.
And I thought they were pretty dope.
The only thing I wish they would do with the Cowboy Bebop is they should have casted Keanu Reeves as the main character, because I can see it.
Yeah, I can see that. I actually really like that. That would be dope.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Same. I was like, I'm gonna have to, but I with Keanu Reeves, he's got such good mannerisms and stuff in every character he plays. So, I mean, put him in one of those situations and he'd be probably one of the few people that could pull it off successfully.
And I like that he's diverse when it comes to acting. He started out as a comedy actor, then he went into an action star, and now he can play serious roles too.
Right.
And that's why we all loved Robin Williams. He was funny, but he can be a serious actor that could hit you in the feels.
Man, it didn't matter what he was in. He was just that was him. Like
that's kind of why I've really been digging on Tom Hardy.
Yes.
Because like if you've seen in Venom, he made it funny, right? There was definitely a comedic aspect to that, but also in that, like, he's like all cut and all that. He's in great shape. No, in that movie, he looked like shit the entire movie, wearing like sweat covered fucking hoodies. But then he can do that funny shit. But then he also has like very serious roles as well.
Like he played Bane good. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, I thought he was an excellent Bane.
Even his voice was creepy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually want to use a few things that he says as Bane in the movie, like as samples, like
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it.
Yeah, my favorite Bane quote. Sorry, words. Is the darkness betrays you because it belongs to me, and I'm actually gonna get that tatted on me.
That and simple as hell, but the fire rises.
Yes.
Like
out of all the Batman
people
movies that
didn't
have come out,
exactly understand what he was saying right there. Like
my fiance loves Tom Hardy. That's like her crush.
Her celebrity crush, her free pass.
hey, you know what? I got a couple of man crushes as well. You know.
I mean, we all do.
Yeah. Tom Hardy, Jason Momoa.
I could see that. I was like, he's gonna say it. I know he's gonna say it. See, I'm more of a like, the product or like, God, what is the lady that's on the show The Middle? And she's got that Mexican accent. What the fuck is her goddamn name? I'm drawing a blank. Or the lady from
for sure.
or Queen Latifah, or I'm like, I go more towards, the one side, but like stars like that, you know what I mean? Like weaknesses.
Queen Latifah's funny.
She's great. She's amazing.
Like in that movie, Bringing Down the House with her and Steve Martin, that movie's fun.
Oh God, I love that movie. Yes.
Like
great
the
movie.
part when he like wakes her up and she gets all scared. She's like, "Who dat? Who dat?"
See, I'm actually really into Hairspray too, the remake of it. Being a drama kid and all. She was phenomenal in that too. Even her cartoon voiceover work is fucking amazing. So.
Right?
Nobody man says Paul Walker.
Hell yeah.
Paul Walker. Yeah, of course. I mean, were you a Fast and Furious
I gotta
fan?
go Vin Diesel.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go with
I
Fast
actually
and the
really
Furious
liked him
first three.
in The Babysitter. Babysitter, that was,
or
The Pacifier.
Or
something like that. Is that what it is? I was like, when the fuck?
That
I was like, yo, it's
funny.
No, and then The Rock also did, what was it, like the Tooth Fairy or something?
That's funny.
Oh God,
Like,
The Rock's great. I love his
There was
acting.
like an era where like big burly men and like fucking big motherfuckers like that were playing like in like comedies with kids,
making them all soft and squishy.
Like,
yeah.
We have a soft
Some of the John Cena movies were kind of good-ish back in the day, like the Step Up movies and stuff like that. I was kind of into those when growing up.
Hey, have you seen John Cena's new show?
No, I didn't even know.
Yeah, he has a show that's in the DC universe. It's a spinoff called Peacemaker.
I heard that shit's funny.
It's funny as fuck.
I've heard about it. I didn't know John Cena was in it.
He's the main character.
Yeah, he's surprisingly a very funny actor.
Oh yeah, like I expected more serious roles from him, but he's like, nope, I just like to laugh.
No, I feel
I
like
know
they
he
did that
has
to
a
him in
very
the
dark
beginning
sense of
because he was
humor.
used to wrestling. Yeah, he knows. Absolutely.
Like, people are like, oh, he was WWE staple boy, but you look at him, he has a potty mouth and he has a dark sense of humor.
Yeah. But I mean, that's also why they started him out in action, was because that's what he was used to. So, like, now seeing him not just be serious or, you know, kind of branch out to being funny, it's like, oh, he's a dork.
I appreciate that about actors where
No,
they can
yeah, absolutely.
totally change what people's perception of them are.
Mm-hmm. Like, one of the best, like, Robin Williams serious movies is Jack, if you remember that.
Oh.
That movie is sad. Or Bicentennial Man, where he's a robot that wants to be human.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, yo, Centennial Man got me.
And then the
Way
other
more.
one that will make you cry is What Dreams May Come. That movie.
I think I've watched that one too. It's been a
Hook
minute.
was always like hit a certain part in my heart, you know?
Yeah.
I know it's hard for me to watch any Robin Williams movie now without like.
No, yeah, without getting like crying and shit. Like, let's see.
But can we talk about the actors that no matter what movie they're in, they're always like the same character?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fucking wow. Ryan, Deadpool.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what he's in, he's always the same person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of a lot of Johnny Depp stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Johnny Depp's like a chameleon, basically.
Yeah, but you can always tell by his character, like, okay,
you
yeah,
know
that's
it's Johnny Depp.
1 second.
Yeah, you know it's Johnny Depp by the acting and the humor.
Yeah, have you ever seen Yoga Hosers?
I haven't.
So it's a Kevin Smith movie, and it has it's starring Johnny Depp's daughter and Kevin Smith's daughter, who are best friends. They wrote a movie for them.
Oh, nice.
And there's ridiculous amount of cameos in it. And Johnny Depp is in it, and you're like you don't even recognize that it's him at first. Because of all the the prosthetics and shit they put on him. But fucking great. Like, I definitely recommend that. Jim Carrey is great.
The one thing I wish we saw growing up was that we never got to see was a Jim Carrey and Robin Williams movie together. Oh.
Yeah, but then could you imagine a Jim Carrey and Ryan Reynolds?
I could see it.
That'd be an interesting movie.
And that was one of my top cartoons growing up, on Nickelodeon growing up, was Hey Arnold, because it was funny, but it was very serious for a kid's show.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know. Hey Arnold, there was a lot going on in that show,
and it's a very serious show, and I think that's what made it a good show.
Nobody, man, yeah, Ben Stiller, yes, Mark Wahlberg. Both of them fucking great actors as well.
Yeah. Ted is such a funny movie. Mark Wahlberg in that movie cracks me up.
Oh yeah, I loved the Ted movies.
Yes. Seth MacFarlane is even really hilarious himself.
Oh fuck yeah! I guess there's gonna be a new TV show called Ted.
Oh nice.
Like, a couple of my buddies work studios, and one of them looked up at there's this site that tells you what shows are in the making right now for different studios, and there's a Ted show.
Oh, nice. And I noticed that Seth MacFarlane, besides acting, he's a really good singer.
Who is?
Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny watching Family Guy knowing that he does most of those voices.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
the funniest thing you can watch is like watch Family Guy live read-alongs, and they'll like read out the script as the show, and watching him do the switch back and forth between Stewie and like Quagmire really quick. It's really funny.
I mean, he's just got multiple personality disorder. When it comes down to Seth Bargan, I feel like that's where his characters came from.
Maybe.
You know, that's something I could see.
I'm just saying, like, it's amazing. I definitely agree with that.
And yeah, continuing with questions, who are artists that you guys would like love to work with, or who like in like the underground or anywhere has got your guys' attention and stuff where you're like, I want to work with that person? Because I think anything is possible. I think now artists are making themselves more approachable, which is good. So it can be the most craziest collab you can think of, and I think it could happen.
I mean, for myself, I'd love to work with Scum. I'd love to do a track with like Big Hoodoo.
Yes.
Jamie Madrox. I don't know. There's a whole list of people I would love to work with. But I mean, I've been able to work with like Low Key before. I've worked with Mars on a track. And then, you know, much love to my boy Chuckles. And, you know, there's a lot. It's hard to just pick out, like, who you would want to, because everybody can just be like, oh, I want to do a song with Shaggy and Violent J.
Right.
Like, obviously, everybody would love to.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll tell you, Scum, when I talked to him, he... obviously, you know, charging for features and all that, but he's an artist of a stature that could charge a lot more than he does. And
he's
like,
a very humble dude, though.
Yeah, it amazed me how humble he was about, like, one, being approachable and giving advice to upcoming artists, and like, bro, he could charge a lot more, but he was just like, you know, I want to make it affordable so people can actually do it.
And he's an example of what the underground should be like. Unity, like, he actually goes, and Lilth can contest to this, he'll actually go and show support to other people and watch their performances.
Yep,
oh yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. Your turn.
All right. Well, of course, I agree with everyone you already said. So, like, times 2. But on top of that, of course, the product, Calico, you know, of course, Tech. Yeah, you know, of course, you know, I love my.
I just finished a collab song with Calico.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. Good people.
From one of the Wishmaster beats.
Yeah. I'm actually competing in this current competition as well. I'm waiting to post my entry, but that's actually something that's going to be double timed. So nobody knows that, but now you guys know. So I'm doing it. Don't hesitate challenge. It's going down. But honestly, I'd really like to work with Pink. And like Queen Latifah, of course. And I'm trying to think who else here. Like Willie Nelson or like Kane Brown or something like that. Like, I think that would be like really nostalgic and cool. I'm trying to think of what other artists. Of course, you know, Esham and stuff like that. Like, those are all up there. I feel like those are, like you said, it's like ICP. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I feel like that's a goal and I'll get there, but it's not there yet. Of course, like Raquel, Smalls, Whitney Payton, you know, all the women. Like, I really am on my feminist women power thing right now. But like classics, I mean, of course, you know, Dark Half, or, you know, the original Queen, or shit, even Blink 182.
Yeah.
Like the original, everyone, you know, like Five Finger Death Punch even would be really cool.
Oh yeah, if we're talking about bands like Corey Taylor and Slipknot, like Jonathan Davis. Like,
Which, speaking that,
David Raymond
Tech
of
did a song with
Disturbed.
Jonathan Davis, right?
What was that?
Tech did a song with Jonathan Davis.
Oh yeah, and with Serge Tankian. Like, I mean, and obviously, I'd love to collab with Tech Nine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I'm glad that, like, Trauma, like my last guest I had, he's like, a lot of people are trying to create division in this underground when we need to lift each other up and help each other. I'm like, yes.
That's what being in the underground is all about.
So I was like, we don't care about the clout, even though I hate that fucking word.
Yeah.
Well, so if you see a lot of my stuff, like a lot of my images, stuff like that, I use the biohazard symbol a lot.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I started like I have my little home studio. Then like I got my DistroKid account, and I have the big label one. So I started like my own independent little label here in my town. So what I do is I try and like give anybody that the reason why I have so many collab songs and that enough for an album is because I sit here and I work with artists. Anybody who wants to do music, I give them a chance to be able to come record a song, and I help them, and like I want to help inspire people to pursue music and do better.
Exactly. It's not like about who's going to get bigger than the other. I mean, yeah, you can have friendly competition, but at the end of the day, we help lift each other up. Like Scum tells not just the artists play their role. It's like it's you guys, the podcasters, that let us come on your show and help promote us, that play your role too.
Yes.
And exactly the hashtag underground unity, like support local artists. Like,
I mean, everyone starts out as
if I don't personally enjoy your music, I will still support you. Because
everyone
somebody
starts out
pursuing
as
a dream.
Everyone, even ICP, opened up for Eshan back in the day.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I see a lot of people out here. Like, I mean, I talk some shit about some of my local 805 artists, but I mean that's because a lot of people out here where I'm from, they don't show love to me because of the style that I do. So I'll be like,
it doesn't always have to be your cup of tea. Yeah, it doesn't always have to be your cup of tea, but you can support in other ways, like I tell people that all the time. I was like, that's kind of why I also like to do a little bit of something for everyone, is because, some people will vibe with some of your shit more than others. Like, not everybody's going to like every single thing that you put out. So.
Exactly. But, and that's the thing, like, why are you going to sit there and try and tear somebody down just for them trying to pursue something? What up, Dosha?
Hell yeah, from GRE. Much love.
That's a homie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
But, yeah, like, support local. If somebody's putting in the effort and they have a dream, they have a vision, support them. Help
like my
grow.
dream and vision for this show is to help get artists back, like give people like that shine in return and help them out. Because in the community, I'm known as the Karma Millionaire. I just spread that good karma, and I ask for nothing else in return. I'm like, if you want to give me something back, that's fine, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
Hey, and I've said it before. Thank you for having me on and giving me the shot to be heard too.
Exactly. That's why I tell people this is a show that's really dedicated to the underground and the love for the Juggalo scene, because we'll have up-and-coming people on here. We'll have people on here that people know. And then, of course, we have people that everyone does know on here. It's diversity.
Yes, I love it. Definitely love the work you do here. So, yeah, I agree with Freak Show. Thanks for bringing us on, man.
Well, like I tell my guests, you guys are always welcome on. Like, if you guys have something you want to promote, you guys are always welcome to come on. Or if you want me to, like, maybe play a single for the first time on the show, when I get back on my computer, I'll start playing that on the show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most
And yeah.
definitely. If you want to play it, man. Go for it. You don't ever have to ask me.
And if you guys, and this is the opportunity for you guys to each like give your shout outs, of course, give your boy shout outs, and then plug in all your guys' socials. Of course, all your guys' socials are down below, so I helped you guys out with that.
Appreciate you. So if we're giving shout outs, like, I mean, everybody in the chat, like, that been showing support. I know Dosha, you're in there. You always be following my stuff and showing your support. Everybody, my boy Blinky, my boy Chuckles, like everybody, Matabelli, everybody that's been helping put me on and showing their love and like helping the underground fucking continue to thrive and become more than what it is. And shout out to my mom.
Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, she doesn't like all the talk about murder, but my mom and my dad, they even if they never really go to my shows, but they still buy tickets and they still support.
And that's why I'm glad that we have our own little award ceremonies that we do, because it feels good to win an award for something that your hustle and grind does. It feels good.
Yes. I'd say for me, definitely, of course, I got to say shout out to everyone on LSP, you know, GRE, all of them,
That's
everybody.
right.
You know, they were there for me in my darkest times when I was literally a nobody. So, you know, anybody, my haters, the people from my past, anyone, like, I thank everybody for being a part of this journey and helping me get to where I'm at now, because it wouldn't have been possible without all those life lessons. You know, I wouldn't have been able to make the music I make. So, you know, shout out to my amazing girlfriend, shout out to all the homies like Mike and Adam and, you know, all the new friends that I've made and actually had the opportunity to get close to over the years, which are now bigger artists, you know what I mean? So they really are fucking amazing, you know what I mean? So, and of course, like Freakshow said, everybody in the motherfucking chat, you guys are the shit for rocking out with us, chilling with this interview. Like, it's been awesome. So thank you guys for believing in me and getting us all here.
Yeah, everybody on LSP, GRE, all the other small independent labels.
Razakel, you know, shit, Grizzly, of course.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I forgot about Grizzly. I mean, I could never forget. That's
Exactly. We're all bringing back underground unity, y'all. We're not going to care about what label you on. We just want to do music.
Yeah.
Right.
As it should be.
Together.
Unity, y'all.
Yes.
And yeah, like I said, you guys are welcome on
it's
the
a
show
different kind of
anytime.
feeling. It's a different kind of feeling being a part of something like this, and I fucking love it. And I just can't wait to continue to not only work with, but just meet all the other people that like I can in this scene, and like be able to say like, yeah, that person is dope as fuck, and that's my homie.
Yep.
Exactly. And I've been in this scene since I was like 7, 8, or 9, and here I am 32.
Yeah, I feel like I'm so late to the game.
No, it's okay. Look, I feel like that sometimes, but yeah, like I was like a delayed juggalo. Like, you know, I had the opportunity in the 90s, but I didn't get to grow up listening to it, you know, like Chaos over here. And well, Dawn, I guess it's called the Hours of Chaos. But yeah, whatever, same difference,
You can
right?
call me Dawn or Chaos. I go by both.
Okay, I was like, all right, you know, I don't know how people are when I call them their names. So, but I mean, you know, like the underground is always so loving and open. Like, we just look like scary, mean motherfuckers, and then you find out like we're all basically the same. So we
don't judge you here. We don't care about your race, gender, sexuality.
I haven't met a single person.
The only thing we won't like is if you're a racist, chomo piece of shit.
Hey, that's the kind of shit my song Body Bags is about.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, I haven't met a single person in this scene that I didn't feel like I could go up and talk to.
Good.
And I told my buddy when I took him to his first ICP show, he was like what we all like split up to go do different shit, like, and he was waiting for somebody to get out of the bathroom, and I was like, bro, if you're sitting around, bro, just go up and walk up to a random group and be like, hey, I'm gonna kick it with you guys for a few minutes, and they'll be like, fuck yeah.
They'll be like, okay, cool, we got you, man.
Cool, where are you from, bro?
You'll get that in Denver. Like, we'll be like, oh, you want to smoke some this weed? Hell yeah.
Yeah, you want to get in Roto? Like, you pitching, you matching? What are we doing? You buying shots? Are we buying shots? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been to a couple of local hip hop shows out here, and like, you feel like you're excluded. Like, I walked in like this without the paint, and everybody was like, "Who the hell is this fool? Like, get out! You're not welcome here."
Yeah, no. Fuck all that nonsense.
I was like, okay, I don't want to be a part of your fucking bitch ass scene anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are always welcome on the show anytime.
Fuck yeah. Well, you
And
ain't
yeah,
gotta
let's
ask
get
me.
more collab work in the works.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, you know what? Actually, I got a song you might be interested about.
Nice. Well, I don't rap, but if you want me to name drop something on a song or just like give you a shout out on a song, I'll even do that.
Hell yeah.
Well, Lilith, I got a track that I might send you. So shoot me your email after this.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. You got my Instagram. Hit me up. Send it my way, and I'll check it out. I'll give you my thoughts, ideas. I make magic happen, man.
I bet.
Hell yeah. You guys have a great night.
You too, man. Thank you. Much love.
Whoop,
whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Hell's up.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And you guys can communicate in the chat too if you want to, because I'm going to keep going for a bit.
Okay.
All right. Later.
Later, man.
Hell yeah. Another great interview, y'all. You know, Underground Unity. See how this happens, y'all? Sometimes when we have guests on the show, sometimes we get guests that are willing to work together. How dope is that? This is truly Underground Unity. Fuck that divide shit. Fuck that divide shit. To those who were trying to get the division going in this community, this underground juggler community, fuck you. You know, there are those who were trying to do that were bringing that division, building that division of mold, that bad mold of division. And now where are those people? Here, we're all about unity. We've always been about that. We don't care what label you're on. As long as your music's good, it's good. So, all about unity here. Fuck that divide. People who are still trying to be on the divide and trying to fill that gap for the divide that other people left, that are trying to fill that divide for your content. Or you're trying to be like the underground Juggalo TMZ. Fuck off. You think you have that inside info, but you really don't because you want the clout. Fuck off. I generally, with a lot of these artists that I've gotten to know, there's a legit relationship with these artists and groups, like friendship. Scum, that is my brother. That is my brother. Ouija, that is my dude. Everyone at LSP, those are my dudes. GRE, Miss Dosha, you know them. Those are my bros. So, there are those who are trying to still keep this division going with their content. And all I gotta say is, I herefore am boycotting those people that do that. Or that try to be clickbaity. I am boycotting that shit. That is the one thing I will boycott. Because there are those who are trying to destroy this underground juggalo community that we all love. And then there are those who claim that they have a love for it. But then they're trying to destroy what we love. Fuck that. So, yeah. I guess we could talk about other stuff. What else do y'all want to talk about? I do have a package, but I'm going to wait to open that. I might do that in a video format. Because right now, Lady Chaos, she is napping, so. Because me and her got something in the mail that we both want to open together. Yeah, you know. Underground unity, y'all. Let's spread that message. Let's keep that hashtag going. I want to see everyone's socials, artist or group. Hashtag underground unity. I want to see hashtag Hours of Chaos podcast. Especially underground unity. That's the hashtag that we really need to really promote. We are all going to be spokespeople for that. Underground unity and underground united. We will never be divided. Because we know that the outside world is divided enough as it is. So why do we need to bring that? Diversity is okay. But you guys know what I mean. And there's so many artists, and you got to support your underground, your local acts, because eventually those local acts, if they play enough shows and they have that talent, which a lot of them do, they can eventually go places. Our guest tonight, Lilth, she's going places. Freakshow, they are going places. We gotta start, as Jay put it, start giving props and helping put on this next generation of artists in the wicked shit and the underground that we know and love. Scum, when he goes to a show, whether he's performing the show or headlining, he will stay and watch the openers even to support them. And I do that too. So that's why I like to get to shows early, because I want to go and support the local acts. And a lot of the local acts are people that I know. And then sometimes I discover a new local act that I've never heard of. Yeah, there's this underground juggalo scene is just so diverse and just fresh, you know. And it's hard to believe a lot of people, there were some people in this community that were trying to feed that fuel to that fire in that division and make content out of that. Why? I will definitely check out your music, Ricky Rob. Ricky Rob, message me on Instagram. There's like links to my socials down below, like my public figure Facebook page, my Instagram. There's as well as our guests' social medias, like links to where you guys can hear their music and whatnot, where you can follow them on social media. Yeah. You know, a lot of those people that tried to create the division in this juggalo underground world, where are they now? Where are they now? Where are they now? And now there was people who are trying to fill that void. And it's like, no, do your own thing, man. Do your own thing. Diversity. I do this show because I have a love and appreciation for this Juggalo underground world. I've been into this since I was 8 or 9. And I still have a love for it. No, it's not a popularity contest. We help. It's not like the mainstream where the artists have egos and it's all about clout and they don't help. Some of those artists don't help people out. Here in the underground scene, we need to help each other, lift each other up. You know, if some artists, if their music sounds give them advice, you know, and that's an advice to those artists. Take advice from people that know how music works and that have been maybe doing music. Always listen to the people that have paved the way for you. Because when you get to that point where the people that you start to look up to start giving you props and respect, I've had that happen to me. And when the people you look up to start giving you props and respect, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world. So make sure you always listen to people. Just listen to them, especially the people that have been around for many years. Listen to those people because those are the teachers. You're never too old to learn stuff. I've learned for many years just how this game works. This underground game, this culture. This is a culture, y'all. It's a culture. And I'm going to be right back, y'all. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much, that's how, there are those who want to be in this culture because they think it's cool. It's hip and they want to think it's cool, but no. Then there are those who are in this culture who have a very love and passion for it. A lot of my guests, all the guests that I've had, a lot of them have a love and appreciation for this culture and this underground community. Because I can sense vibes from people. We got to start paving the way for a lot of these good, talented acts out there because everyone starts at the bottom somehow. Again, ICP started out as openers at one point. Y'all remember that even the artists y'all love started out. Like the big name acts that y'all love, they started out as openers at one point too. Gotta remember that. You can't ever knock people's hustle. This isn't... You can have competition with each other, but it's not like trying to one-up each other. It's friendly competition. That is totally fine. Friendly competition is fine. But when you're just trying to gain all this clout and shit, I fucking hate that word. I am murdering that word. But you guys know what I mean. Yeah, this has been a very great show, I might say. If there's any local shows in your guys' areas, hit them up. Show support to these up-and-coming acts, or these acts that have been putting in work. Because a lot of these acts, we can help make them that next generation, Lilth, she's going places. Freakshow, he's going places. Chuckles, going places, Mr. Dosha, so many names. Cody Manson, my bro. Trife Life, going places, I think DJ Clay put it best, where he says it's going to get to the point to where people don't want to start fucking with that mainstream music. They're going to go and listen to independent and underground, where underground is the new mainstream. But where we don't censor shit. But DJ Clay did say, right, underground is the new mainstream. But it's like the mainstream we all grew up on. Let me see, y'all. What's going on? What's that? Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? I am going to get back in the habit of reviewing music when it comes out, whether it's new albums or whatnot. Here on the show, we talk about whenever singles drop and whatnot. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go, unless Lady Chaos wants to come here and open the package that we got. No? All right. We'll definitely open that tomorrow, though, y'all. So, you guys already know who I am. I'm Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S, your friendly neighborhood JUWGALO, Karma Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. You still don't know. Yeah. Hashtag underground unity, y'all. Later, y'all.